You got it, Darren. Jamie, thank you so much. We have some breaking news right now. You're looking at it right there from SkyCal. A high-speed pursuit happening right now in the San Gabriel Valley.
This is an LAPD-initiated pursuit of a shooting suspect, and going up to 120 miles an hour we've seen just in the past few minutes. We've been following this with the chopper overhead, about 111 miles per hour. Right now we're having a little bit of a freezing issue with the video. There we go. You can see there are other cars out on the freeway that are definitely being endangered by this high-speed pursuit. And over 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, and you can see there, SkyCal gives us a wider shot of the freeway right there. It is definitely a lot busier tonight for a Saturday night here in Southern California. The warmer temperatures and the cooler temperatures seems like are bringing more people out of their homes here and out on the freeway. And we have seen over the last few minutes, we've been monitoring this off camera here, Rudabeh, that this driver not only going at high rates of speed, but also making some dangerous lane changes as well. We're seeing the night sun there blasting the car. We can see it even in the wider shot. You can see right there in the middle of your screen. That is the car that police are chasing right now. And again, lots of traffic out there. This is the in the East San Gabriel Valley. We're talking about the eastbound 10 freeway right now at exit 40, which is Via Verde.
And we have Dave Avila on the phone for us. We want to bring you in now. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of what you've been seeing so far?
Hello, Rudabeh and Juan. Yeah, we definitely got a suspect with a weapon. Been verified that this suspect does have a gun. I'm waiting to find out exactly what happened, how this started. But as for now, though, some of the units have pulled back, just trying to get this guy to slow down. But you know, I do like the idea that the air unit has this suspect lit up, because at least people that are ahead, they can look in the rearview mirror. They know what's going on since we have so many pursuits.
And what's interesting, Dave, and again, thanks for being with us tonight. We're seeing on a Saturday night, we're seeing quite a bit of traffic as well. And when you're seeing a car going at, you know, speeds into the triple digits, it can be very dangerous out there. And especially if the drivers that are in front or even to the side of this driver, they have no idea what's going on here if they don't see the police cars just behind the car.
Yeah, you know what I've often said, and it's with just my own personal thing, is that if you're on the freeway, and if you're lucky enough to see this suspect come up at high speed behind you, and we've pretty much all been there before, just hold on to your steering wheel, maintain your lane, just hold on your speed. You know, try not to get out of the way or anything like that. But, you know, with everything involved in this, you know, verified weapon, we do have an ADW suspect, I believe, that they're chasing. You know, of course, he's going so fast, you know, we can't look at any type of pit maneuver or spike strip, anything like that. So all we can do now is just follow this guy the way they're doing right now.
And Dave, the key here would be, at least for the safety of the public, is for this driver to stay on the freeways, right? Once you get onto surface streets become a lot more narrower. There are people on foot, on their bicycles, and of course, that can make it very dangerous just based on the speeds and just how erratic this driver is driving tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Juan. You know, I mean, we've all seen him before. I mean, at least it's dangerous as this is. At least we don't have pedestrians crossing the street, traffic lights that he's blasting through, red lights, things like that. So it looks like, you know, this suspect, and I'm not sure, I haven't been verified, but I'm not sure if we have more than one suspect in there. So I'm not going to say him or her because we're not sure. But yeah, the desperation is there. I mean, this guy or gal's just got this thing floored.
Yeah, we can see it, right, Rudabeh?
Yeah, you can see the traffic getting denser there in parts of the freeway, and it's a couple narrow misses. And again, this is at over 100 miles per hour, sometimes slowing down to about 100 miles per hour, but also sometimes going up to 120 miles per hour. We know that this is, the officers believe this is a dangerous suspect tied to a shooting.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that the officers here they have to use extreme caution, of course, like they would on any type of pursuit. So I think that's why we're going to go ahead and they're just going to pull back, but we cannot let this suspect go. You know, this is just where they talk about tracking and that sort of thing, and that's when they just, you know, considering just the benefits outweigh the risk. the danger to the public. And that's what it's all about. It's just trying to keep the public safe. But so we're going to just stay right on them.
And Dave, you may have already answered my question, but there are times when the driver gets a little too crazy, and we've seen officers actually pull away if they know the driver's the license plate. They know where this car may be registered. They may pull away from it. But in the case of a shooting suspect, things again that changes the whole thing. Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, absolutely. We may not see the black and whites, but but with the air unit overhead, we know that they're in the vicinity. The one good thing about the air unit, why you need that air unit in any type of pursuit, the broadcast is always, "Hey, control, be advised, we're in pursuit, requesting a backup at an air unit," and this is exactly why. The air unit is actually broadcasting their location, the suspect's location, the speed, the description of the vehicle. If they get off on any streets or anything. Not only that, but just like from our airship, the TFO, the tactical flight officer, he or she is broadcasting what's way up ahead. Is it more traffic? Is it lighter traffic? But as Rudabeh said, it's been really busy here lately.
It is
I've been
busy
on the freeway
tonight.
quite a bit. Now, all of us, yeah. It just I was out on the freeways earlier, and it was just packed. We have no idea why.
Yeah, it is busy, and you think about the mindset, as Juan referenced earlier, of some of these drivers who have no idea this is coming up at 120 miles per hour at some points behind them. We're getting a closer look. Can you see inside, Juan? See anything?
It's a little grainy, and I can see at least one person there, and I'm not sure whether or not if it's just the reflection of the night sun or the traffic lights, but it looks like they may be on their cell phone is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so what is the process, Dave, when you have something like this? We don't know that the car is stolen. We haven't gotten reports that it is a stolen car. So for all we know, this could be the suspect's car. So that would allow officers to trace back who it's registered to, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, you hit it there, because it's kind of like if there's a victim, the officers they're talking to the victim. They're trying to get all the information that they can gather on the street, and then they'll relay that to the units that are in the vicinity that are following this pursuit, and the air unit also. So we just, yeah, and it's just something like this though. You don't want to be part of the problem. You want to be the solution. So that's why sometimes when you see high-speed pursuits and people ask, well, why don't they get on them? They, just jump on them. And that's because of the suspect's actions. If there's any way they can get this suspect to slow down, they'll pull back. And as we can see, I don't see any units behind them.
Well, it looks like they are going to have to slow down at some point because the traffic is getting pretty dense here. We know that this was a report of shots fired in South LA and that an officer needed help. So that is the information we're getting as to how this started. If you're just joining us, we are following this pursuit, high-speed pursuit, over 100 miles per hour just a few minutes ago before he hit all this traffic in the East San Gabriel Valley. And let's see, it looks like a little construction here. He's now around the Ontario Upland area, basically Ontario, and you can see him swerving there. A lot of big vehicles he's swerving around, and you can see the air unit overhead following him. And Dave, we do know that there have been catastrophic results of pursuits in the past where innocent people have died.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier about do the benefits outweigh the risk? It's all about the danger to the public. In this particular area I'm familiar with, because I live out here, there's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of lanes that are closed, but it looks like he's just weaving his way right through there.
And Dave, we're getting some more information from the desk here, and we're being told now that this did start with reports of shots fired in South LA. An officer called they needed help. That's when the pursuit started. And we do now know that there are apparently multiple suspects inside the car. And Rudabeh, the desk, telling us, and Dave, get this, that they're wearing black masks, and that one of the units that was in pursuit actually crashed on the 110 freeway at around 51st Street, and that an officer was injured. So now we have an injured officer on the 110 freeway there that was in pursuit as well. And we have multiple people inside this car with some sort of masks covering their face. So As you were saying, Dave, this is not one that the LAPD or the CHP is going to want to let go, because there may be, 3, 4 dangerous people in here.
Yeah, absolutely, and prayers, and hopefully everything's fine with that officer, of course. But, one thing that for the public or the viewers to understand, when an officer needs help call comes out, it goes out bureau-wide. That is the worst call you can hear is officer needs help, shots fired. That means the whole world is going to respond. Everybody's going to respond on this. And they would do to citizens that are out there.
Yeah, so a pretty good indication that this is a dangerous group of people. We don't know how many there are. We just know there are more than one. Suspects wearing black masks in the car. We've been trying to kind of get a closer up view, but we really haven't been able to see anyone in the car.
Yeah, and a lot of times SkyCal is at quite the distance, and even with our telephoto lens, just based on the distance that we are, it's kind of difficult to see. And again, the conditions that are out there, is the freeway dark, or is it hard to see? Does this car have tinted windows or not? All these things factor in, and these are things also that officers have to deal with. If you're dealing with a car where you know that there are multiple people inside and there's dark tinted windows, it's hard to see inside, there's yet, Dave, another level of danger that you have to deal with. And I know you're retired now, Dave, but when you were working, I'm guessing when you would approach these cars with dark tints and there's like this eerie feeling if there's no movement inside, it's really scary for the officer, no matter what you're training.
Yeah, that's true, and the adrenaline's pumping. But one thing, and you use this phrase, and that it's not their first rodeo. It's when they're in training, you go through a lot of this. So, although the adrenaline's pumping, you know how to control that. Everybody's working off the same sheet of music. That's why on some of these pursuits, departments like their own people to be on it, because they know what everybody else is doing. But definitely, he would just pass the black and white sitting on the side, and now he punched it again.
And it looks like he may be transitioning, Dave. I know you might be a couple of seconds behind us here, but it looks like he may be getting onto the 5 freeway, I believe. No, the 15, the I-15 northbound there at 4th Street in Ontario. So we're changing locations here. And of course, you head northbound on the 15, you're heading towards Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's a straight shot all the way to Vegas, going towards the Cajon Pass. So hopefully we could stay with them, because I know that the connection gets kind of weak up there, even for even with we were in the helicopter. If the ground units couldn't broadcast, or downtown couldn't receive the broadcast, we would climb. We would grab some sky, get up really high. We would do the broadcast. We'd be the relay station. So we'll see what happens here. And then plus you have the chippies that are out here also.
So in your experience, Dave, where are these people going when they're leading officers on a pursuit, and when it's tied to something so serious as an officer needing help and a call of a shooting, shots fired? Do they usually go back to where they're from? Do they go back to a familiar neighborhood? Are they just going on adrenaline, just trying to get out of there?
I think with this one, it's they could be going back to where they're from, where they feel more familiar with. I mean, we've seen that quite a bit, especially when they're in South Central and they're going around the block. They stay in a certain area. This group of
hey, Dave, we're going to interrupt you here for just a second. We're going to be wrapping up our coverage here on KCAL News at 10 o'clock. To continue with KCAL News at 11, please turn to Channel 2 right now as we continue following this breaking news.